Hello, this is Gav from IGN, and today I'm joined by Nick Burton from Ray, and we are playing Cameo.
Cameo was an Xbox 360 launch title.
Yeah.
We'd been working on it actually as an Xbox game.
Right.
Even before that, actually. It was something that small team had been working on for a long time. We got to the point with the Xbox version that we actually still, when we were looking for Rare Replay, when we were looking through our archives, we found something that was called Cameo, the Demo of Power, which is the first 20 minutes of the game.
Wow, okay.
For the Xbox.
Amazing.
But as we were looking at it, it seemed like it was a better fit to launch with the 360.
Of course, yeah.
So, we decided we would do that, and it gave me a great opportunity because we had all this extra power in this new box to do new and interesting things. This is sort of the first part of the adventure, true, as it were.
Yeah.
So I've come back into the battlefield. This was something that we could never have done on a console before, and this was one of the things that Cameo was known for when we did the launch, which was the epic thousands of characters, because games hadn't really done this on consoles before. And this isn't even a lot of them. The opening sequence on the battlefield, there are 3,000 non-player characters.
Jesus.
Laid out in front of you. And we developed this with a technique that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Did before. It's funny actually, when I play this with my kids, they're always like, "Oh, there's loads of people who are going to kill me." I was like, "What you got to do is get on the horse, press the run fast button,
and you'll be all right,
and you'll be fine."
Yeah. What was it? It must have been like intense pressure making the game for launch.
It was. I mean, because we got quite far along with the story, though.
Yeah.
We knew what the game was at that point. We knew the story. We knew the level structure. We knew the abilities of the characters. What we didn't know at that time was how good a quality we could get it. And we were pushing something. I think even now, in its own right, it still stands up as very pretty looking.
Yeah.
I think okay, sure, it's of its time, but things like how the foliage moves around, that hadn't been seen before. Right. Certainly, and thinking about the game itself, I've just turned into Pummelweed.
Of course.
Yes, we affectionately called Flower Boxer on the dev team because he's a flower and he's a boxer. Yeah. So what I've got to do here is I'm trying to unlock all of the characters, because every character that you can turn into has a set of unique abilities that you're going to have to do to solve puzzles and solve different problems. Now, I've been locked in here with these things are horrible. Right. And I'm trying to, it's the classic sort of locked in a room or a dungeon, unlock a door.
How much work then has gone into sort of remaking these games?
Actually,
or you just chucking them out? That's pretty much just chuck them out, right?
Yeah, there's a fair amount of work, so as you can imagine, it's not just a case of like dig out the code and press the compile for Xbox One button.
Make look pretty now.
Yes, and at the same time, we wanted to bring some extra things to it, so that there's not necessarily anything different in terms of the gameplay, but sort of the additional content. There's a lot of things that explain what went on to make the game actually in the package itself. Yeah. Just concentrate for a moment. I have to rescue rubble on me.
You can do this.
Yeah. It's not particularly hard, but what I have to do is, in the shadow realm, is I get rid of one of these, and this is some of the Spirit of Light. I can't remember what the proper name is, and I've got to get rid of him. He's nasty. Okay. And he breathes bats.
Yeah, he looks like a douche. Let's get him.
Yeah, he's not good. So he's going to crawl around in a 2D plane, which is really kind of freakish and horror movie-like for a game like this. That's got me. So I can see him better. There he is. When I've got that light thing, so I've got to. That's one of them. Nice. I'm gonna have to shoot him twice. You can see inside him. He's got the baby version of Rubble.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to get him.
He's eaten a baby Rubble.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, he's nasty. He's a.
He's a piece of work. That guy.
Yeah. And these get progressively harder each time you go into the shadow realm throughout the game. So the main, if you like, story mechanic of the game is, as I work my way through the different levels, take on the different bosses, I unlock these different shadow realms. Oh, that's the wrong thing. It's only a 10-year-old game, you know.
I like that you still play it with your daughter, though. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's this one is still obviously for me fairly accessible. There's still a 360 at home. She can play it. It's a game that she enjoys. It's a good game for parents and a child to play as well, because if you go into 2-player split screen, then you can be the lead player and do all of the hard stuff. Yeah. And they can kind of follow on in your wake and learn what to do. Yeah. Here he is.
Yay.
So, I'm going to pick him up. Found rubble. So he's now going to grow back up into a full size rubble, and I'm going to be able to transform myself into him. Excellent. And as I go through and I get all of the other characters, then I get a huge arsenal of weapons. Yeah.
So this is score attack. So what is score attack?
So that's how many points for beating stuff up can I get on this level.
Awesome.
So we've got Chiller now, so very different set of abilities to what we've seen before. He's one of my favourite characters, I think. This one, and I had a character called Quadrupus that you get much later in the game. Yeah. Again, we've seen something that we've not really seen in console gaming before, with all the stuff going on in the background and the huge number of...
There's loads going on in there.
Yeah. It was that real sort of shock and awe feeling we wanted to get across. And trolls being eaten by dragons. You can never go wrong with a bit of that. So the 3 characters I'll have on here, I'll have Pummweed again, which is the plant, Chiller, and then a character called Major Ruin. Cool. I always prefer to use Chiller because Chiller can do this. So you can spike them on your back, and then you can use them. Then you can use them as ammunition.
What?
Or you can just throw them away. See if we can get a dragon.
That's awesome.
Oh. Unless you're a troll.
Yeah.
So now switch to Major Ruin. It's almost like a skateboard game when you've got him.
Oh, awesome. So he's a big spiky ball dude.
Yeah. So again, I can get characters stuck to me and use them as weapons. Awesome. Let's get into the castle itself.
Nice.
So what happens in the game here is, this is Cameo's going through this big battle because she's had this fallout with her sister, who is in league with the main protagonist called Thorn. Yeah. This is Thorn's castle. I'm making an assault on Thorn's castle.
As you do.
As I do. I come to the end of this level though, and Thorn ambushes me and knocks the powers out of me. Okay. So that's when I have to go back.
Right, and get all
go
this
through
stuff,
the game to get them again. But I get some more that I never had at this point.
Oh, that's good. It's like a skateboarding game.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that each character's it's almost like a different game when you're playing it. And now, so these characters, if I try to attack them with Major Ruin, that's not going to work. So I need an attack that...
so you can go underneath them, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to come at me in a minute, and I can wedge them up like that. Now he's resting for a second, so I need to get in there, and let's have you, throw you off the edge. Don't like you at all. Some normal trolls. So these are, yes, he's one with shields. We can break those off.
That's cool.
So this is more like scroll and beat 'em up kind of mechanic now, which again, see if we can get to focus mode.
Oh, nice.
So because I'm on score attack, I want to get into focus mode. You see the meter appearing at the top now. Yeah. Everything's gone super slow motion, but I'm still going full speed Matrix style.
Awesome.
And my score multiplier goes up massively, and I can juggle these characters now, so I can get them in the air, and they're going to stay in the air if I can do it.
That is awesome.
And then I get, he's got a brutal because I've spiked him on some.
Ah, nice.
So this is
so good.
Yeah, and every level that you move through, you can, as the game unlocks, then you unlock the score attack mode, which is something I don't know, I really like it.
Yeah. So that was Cameo then, just another game that you can play in Rare Replay.